Memorial Day weekend. I don't know why I said it like that. It's kind of obnoxious. So we're in the garden this morning, and I just wanted to get these tomatoes supported. So this one is a Better Boy tomato. Sorry, I do a lot of thinking. Garden. The ones that are just a little bit lower, I think that was all that gives me the most trouble. So, I'm gonna tie that off. I'm just using the jute twine you get in the hardware section at Walmart. I don't know. It just looks pretty because it kind of blends in. Plus, I think it'll break down over time. Because jute is basically just like old, plants that don't really make it. So our goal here is just to get it supported in a similar way a tower would. But I didn't want to do tomato towers this year. Okay, so a lot of people would just put them all in the same pot with the same planter and then have something normalized. But I started my garden on the cheap, so I don't have that luxury I didn't have that luxury of being able to just get everything where it, would be perfect and aesthetic, but this is just a small aesthetic thing I can kind of do. I feel like I tied that too tight. I don't really like how I did that. So the goal is support, not suffocation. Now if I look at this, I see some stuff growing. I think this might be a weed. I planted basil seeds, but they don't really smell like basil. So this one is really low. I'm gonna prune it off. Save your prunings for your compost, or you can try to propagate some. That one's probably not good enough to propagate. Hunting for unwelcome seeds or anything like that. Oops. This is really low down, so I'm going to take it off because it's going to contribute to things we don't want in there if we don't move it. Sometimes I'm prim and proper and don't use my hands, but today I think I'm going to use my hands. I'm going to add some soil to the bottom, and there's one more little branch trying to come off the stem. This one's really low down, so I'm going to get it off of there. That way, this tomato plant has more room to breathe. You want airflow towards the bottom. You don't want your roots ruining everything. Now we're going to add some soil around that. Because tomato stems like to become roots. This is the simplest way to put it. And that's why we pruned those lower branches. Is because that you get big clumps, just kind of break them up with your hands. It's because there's wood chips in there. So I added a little more soil. I'm gonna let it settle over the next few days and then see what's going on with it. So this plant for now, let's spin it, make sure I didn't miss anything. I could take this one off. I don't know how I feel about it, but I did it. So the next few days as these grow up, I'll probably start putting stuff across. Right now I want it to focus on going up, so I am gonna add more dirt. Sorry, soil. There we go. Now we should have a happy plant. I do have room for another nasturtium over here. They say tomato plants do well with basil and nasturtium and other stuff. So here's the nasturtium. It's not flowering yet, but it did. I think these came from seed. Because I can still see the seed down there. I'll find it. And I think this is some kind of basil. Can't remember. Alright, let's move on to our aromas. I'm just gonna check them. I see. Sorry, I didn't do my bowl. This one, I'm not seeing a lot of. Sorry, this tripod is driving me nuts. Okay, this is one of my Roma tomatoes. Forgive me, I'm using a bucket as a chair. So I'm just cleaning it up. That's an old label leaf. Here's our tag. Glad I thought to keep that. So we have a marigold coming up. And looking at the stem, we've got some little stuff popping up. That's a piece of an old stem I pried off. Now, I'm glancing at this little guy here, and I feel like it's wanting more support to go up. I'll decide that after I look at the other one. Okay, I don't have the best angle here, but I see some new stems coming up. We're just gonna rip those off. Because if it hangs down too low, it's susceptible to root rot. I'm just breaking up some of the soil I added last time. And a little trick I did with this one, since it's so much heftier, is I used some bamboo stakes. Oh my gosh, I just realized how horrible my angle is. As you can see, I have it across a few ways with this twine. There's some nasturtium coming up right here. And then I don't think the basil took in this one. So there's that one. The squash are coming up beautifully. So this year I wanted to experiment with grow bags. So far the grow bag has the biggest plant versus these. I think it's because the grow bag has better drainage. Forgive my not great videography skills. I'm tired of this tripod, but basically we're gonna get all these stems down here. This is how you get your tomato plants to kind of behave better. So those stems, and then there's some little bitty ones coming up. So you want this thing to focus on going up first. You don't want it to focus on fruiting just yet. We want more size. And our nasturtium is hardly buried over there, struggling for its dear life. Y'all, I'm not an influencer yet, so forgive me for my non-aestheticness. Okay, there's some seedling stuff down there, so I don't want to make it too crazy. I'm just stabbing a bamboo stake down in there. And you want to kind of get them at a straight line across from each other if possible. Your twine. About twice what you think you need, because you can always trim it off later. Actually, I think I want to take off the stem too, just because it's so low. I'm debating losing that one. I don't know. Definitely I'm gonna add more soil first. Let's get the soil. Do one more. Beautiful. I think we might need to add more. There's just something so grounding about the soil. Beautiful. I don't normally pack it down because I want it to get air and stuff. I wait to pack it down until like a few days later. Now, what happened to that twine? There it is. So this up here, the reason we want to leave it long is because we're going to take all 4 of these together, find their common spot, and we're going to tie that together. 1, 2, 3. Helps if you have a little notch on here. But you want to tie it a few times just so it's good and secure. Ooh! And that's why we double knot. It just got a little too intense there, I guess. Plus the stuff has been left out in the rain a few times, so it's probably pretty broken down. Alright, so there's that. Okay, now we're gonna do the across the ways. See, adding the dirt made me realize I do need to remove this one. More twine. So now I'm going to show you, hopefully you can see this. Yeah, I'm checking. So you want to tie it kind of around it like that first. See, it's like opposite. And then go across. And if your bamboo stake is not quite where you need it to be, you can adjust it. It's easier to adjust this than it is to adjust the plant. I don't want to make the plant angry. Alright, and then I just tie it like that. You can go around another time if you want to secure it, but it's really not necessary. Sorry if my arm is in the way. Okay, so we tied that. So now it's got a little base support. I do think I'm going to take that one off too. A lot of people say take the bottom 3 off and then it will shoot up. So I think I'm going to remove one on the other one as well. So take 2 hands, hold the stem. grab the branch. The Romas, I'm not going to prune any lower because they're already fairly tall. But you see, you just want light tension, not super tight, just light. And get some more of this twine. And we're going to do essentially the same thing. We're done. This little friend is special because I grew this friend from seed. It's either a San Marzano or a large cherry tomato. I cannot remember because I gave the other ones away. I didn't keep track of what was what. So that means I have Roma, Better Boy, either large cherry tomato or San Marzano. So I've had my coffee and breakfast. I should have just brought my coffee out. This is my little friend. I actually grew it from seed. It's my last tomato plant. I have seed. And some actually got, I don't remember what the word is. I've got to go grab something. I hope you enjoyed the birds while I was away. So, lately, I have been listening to The Revolutionary's Garden, Spotify. That podcast is a nice little treat to listen to. I cannot remember the host's name, but he's so, like, just precious. I find him adorable. So we've got our bamboo in here, and now we're going to tie it together.